Hello and welcome to the Open Training Unit 3 of the INSPIRE project. This Open Training Unit focuses on achieving impact with gender equality plans in research performing organizations, including universities and research centers. This training unit presents the results of a research task in the INSPIRE project, and it will introduce a model for change, how to achieve change in universities and research centers based on 6 facilitating factors. So what is this Open Training Unit 3 about? The purpose is to introduce the INSPIRE change model, which basically means to understand better the 6 key factors that facilitate organizational change towards greater inclusive gender equality in higher education, universities, research centers, and research performing organizations in general. This is followed by a practical aspect. So after having introduced our INSPIRE change model and the 6 factors that comprise this model in more detail, participants will be able to identify the key drivers, these key drivers of change inside their organizations. And then ideally identify priority areas of improvement that are likely or susceptible to convert gender equality interventions from a simple box ticking exercise into an applied practice that has real impact in the organization in terms of greater gender equality. And as such, this Open Training Unit addresses mainly everybody working in gender equality, equality officers, diversity staff, but it should also be interesting to gender scholars, academics, feminist activists, which have more an academic interest in this topic, since our model builds on previous work done in this area and tries to improve on that from, based on our evidence base that we have collected over the past 2 years, basically. To give you a brief overview of the contents of the training unit, so first I introduce a little bit the context of our research process. Then, as a result of this research process, we have defined the INSPIRE change model. I will introduce this model, the main dimensions, and as this change model is made out of 6 key factors, for impact, we will then introduce each of the factors in more detail. The presentation as such will be split, so I will introduce the overall framework and the context, the change model, and then different participants in our research of the INSPIRE project will then introduce the factors individually. So it's also a little bit more entertaining hearing different people speak instead of always the same person. Okay, so let's start out with introducing a little bit about the context of this work on the Open Training Unit 3. This was a research task carried out in the context of the INSPIRE project. As you may know, INSPIRE is a European project funded by the European Commission to build a European Center of Excellence for Inclusive Gender Equality in R&I. The project is running from 2022 to 2026. It's a 4-year project, and we are now 3 quarters into the project, where we have the results on the facilitating factors for change, which are going to be introduced in this Open Training Unit. As you can see, it's been a collective effort coordinated by myself, Jörg Müller. I work at the Open University of Catalonia, and I've been coordinating this research task with my colleagues, as you can see on the present slide.